American pie has been known as an all-American dessert. Many people grew up on it, and I know I did. I've had it plenty of times growing up when I was a kid. It's a very, very simple recipe to make. There's not a lot to it, and it's pretty hard to mess up, actually. So even novice, bakers can make it. I'm here to demonstrate today how to make a great apple pie. I self-taught myself, and just through trial and error, I tried a lot of different recipes, figured out what worked for me, what didn't, what I liked, what I didn't. So this is kind of a little mashup of recipes that I've found that's not my own. To make the apple pie, you're going to need 2 large mixing bowls, a strainer, and a pie pan. You're also going to need about 4 large apples, 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 tablespoons of flour, a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, butter, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and pie crust. I personally use the refrigerated pie crust because I don't think that it really makes a difference as far as taste, and it's not really worth all the extra effort to me to make a homemade pie crust because they basically taste the same. And as far as apples go, I like to use Granny Smith apples and Gala or Fuji apples. Red Delicious apples are not good for making apple pies because they turn into mush when you bake them and they just fall apart. I found that out on my own, unfortunately. So those are the kinds that I like to use. To begin, you're going to want to take your crust and take them out of the box and leave them at room temperature for about 15 minutes so they become more pliable and easier to work with, so they don't tear when you try to put them in the pie pan and maneuver them around. First step also is to slice and core your apples, which I have done already, and you're going to combine them with all the other ingredients except the flour. And you're going to let them marinate for about an hour, and that's a tip that I learned from Jennifer, my stepmom, and it really makes all the difference. It is really, really good. It's a great step to do, and it makes the pie taste so much better. So after you let it marinate for an hour, you're going to strain the juices until you get about 1/2 cup of juice. And once you get the juice, you're going to mix it with 2 tablespoons of butter and put it in the microwave until it caramelizes and turns the dark brown color and a very syrupy consistency. Once you do that, then you're going to take one of the pie crusts and put it in the bottom of the pan. By now, your crust should be pliable, should be easy to work with. You're just going to roll it out. And put it right in the bottom. And it doesn't need to be perfect because you're going to crimp the top, so don't worry about it. You're going to mix the caramelized mixture with your apples, and this is the juice that was drained from the apples earlier. So you're going to pour that right back in, and then take this and pour it right into the crust. I've never really been worried about the way that the apples lay in the pie crust. It doesn't really matter to me. They can be kind of crazy as long as they're in there. Then once you've done that, you're going to take the second pie crust and make the top. Cut it. Sometimes I like to do little fancy cutters to make a design on the top, but I'm just going to do a basic one for this today. Or I like to do a lattice design. You're just going to take the crust and lay it right over the top of it and crimp the edges together